Hello everyone, welcome you all in this particular video. So let's continue our data science project template series. This is part 3rd. If you have not completed the part 1 and part 2, then please first of all try to check it out the description section and watch the part 1 and part 2 videos so that you will get an understanding. So in the previous class that we have done the setup.py file. As you can see, this is the code that we have written where we have defined the repo name, version name, author, description, URL, author, email ID and each and everything whatever the requirement that we have under the setup.py file. Now let's continue our discussion with init underscore setup.sh. So what I can do in this video, first of all we can write a code and after that I will explain you the code, because if I'm going to explain you first why we are creating the init underscore setup.sh file, you will not get any types of understanding. So let's first of all try to write it down the code and then I will explain you why we need init underscore setup.sh file. Okay, so what I can do, let me open my terminal and then we can start writing a code. So so our environment is already activated. This is the by default another environment that we have, not for this project. Okay, I will create a environment for this project as well. So right now what I can do, let me close this terminal and then let's try to write it down, init underscore setup.sh file code. But before this one I need some of the requirements as well. As you can see, our requirement underscore dev.txt file is empty. Okay, even under requirement.txt file I have written down something like numpy, pandas, notebook and matplotlib. Okay, so apart from this I want some more requirement. As you can see, we have created a setup.py file. So for this one I want hyphen e space dot to install this setup.py, and the same thing that I want under this requirement underscore dev.txt file. So what I can do, let me copy the same thing, whatever the thing that I have here, and let me paste it out here. And apart from this what I want something more as well. So this .e file I want to put it down under the development. So I'm just writing the one small comment. Okay, so dev requirements, okay, nothing else. And here I want something more like dev as well as flag, not flask, flag. I want flag 8 and the version I'm going to define something there like 5.0.4. this is the current version that we have. So let me define this one, or let's remove right now. Later I will show you, whenever required then we will install. Okay, right now we have these types of requirements here as well as under the requirement.txt file. Okay, these are the 4 to 5 requirements that we have. Now one more thing that I want to add, as you can see here we have a doc file. Under this doc file we have a index.md. so we want to install mkdocs as well. So what I can do, let me put it down here, mkdocs hyphen material. Okay, I want to put it down this one here, as well as the same thing I want to put it down under this dev file as well. Okay, so these are the requirements that we have right now. Now let's start writing a init underscore setup.sh file. So first of all we can start writing a code and then I will explain you why we need init underscore setup.sh file. So let's start with creating an environment. So conda create hyphen n, not hyphen n, I want a prefix here. So let me define a prefix. I want to create an environment in the same file, so that's why I am going to define a prefix here, prefix dot env and Python version that I want, recent one is a 3.10 but I want a 3.8. let's put it down a 3.8 and hyphen y. Okay, whatever the why I have put it down the y, if I'm going to remove this one then it will ask you, okay, you want to install each and everything or no, yes or no. So that's why I put it down here. Whenever we can run this command init underscore dot setup dot sh, then automatically it will select a yes and then it can install each and everything. Now next what I want, let's say we have some people have a Windows system, some people have a Linux system. So for this one what we can define, a source. So source activate what dot and hyphen env, okay, slash dot slash env. Okay, now what I want, after that create a new environment, activate the environment, and then install all requirements, whatever the requirement that we have. So pip install hyphen r, and I'm going to copy this file name because I'm doing lots of mistake to writing the same file again and again. So that's why requirement underscore dev.txt. okay, now these three things that we have completed. Now what I can do, I want to print this part as well. So for this one, what I can do, we can define echo and dollar, where we can define the date, for which date it's created. So I want this one as well, and here we can define start. So start, first create an environment. So again echo first start, create an environment, date, again creating conda env, we are going to create a new environment. So conda env with version, you can write any comment, I'm just writing the, like, this is the comment that I am going to define here. So you can write it down, anything, doesn't matter, because echo, it means that we are going to print. You can just try to understand this one. Echo, it means that we are going to print. Here we want a date as well, for which timing and which date this environment is going to create. Okay, so that's why I define here date here. Okay, now our environment is created. Okay, now again I want to activate time. So echo, same thing, I'm just copy and pasting the same thing, whatever the thing that we have above, date. Here I'm going to define activate what, env. Now our environment is activated. Now again I want here to install the requirements. So install requirements, which environment, dev requirement, it means development requirements. So requirements, okay, install development requirement. And whenever we are going to start something, it means we can end those part as well. Okay, so we can define here end as well. Okay, now end. So I hope you get it, why we have writing this thing. As you can see here, if we are going to create a manually a new environment, then what we can do, we can create an environment first, then second we can activate the environment, third we can install the requirements. Okay, if I'm going to share this project to someone, let's say if I'm going to share this project with someone, it means what he can do, he can again go to this file and then he can create an environment. Okay, so it's better to share this file. And what he can do, if we are going to share this project to someone, and if we did not have this init underscore setup.sh file, then he can create a environment, new environment with any version, 3.6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But we have a specific requirement for this project. This project run only using a 3.8 environment. Okay, and if the people are going to use some other environment, some other Python version, then definitely it will not work. So it's better we can create one file, init underscore setup.sh, where we can define Python version first, activate the environment, and then install the requirements. Okay, so no need to create a environment and all with another version. What they can do, they can just download this project in the local system, and after that they can run the init underscore setup.sh file. All requirements, environment created, activated, and installments, all the requirements are installed. Okay, three things. Okay, so that's why we want a init underscore setup.sh file. Okay, let me explain you why. Again, why we want this file. If we are going to share this project with someone, okay, but we did not have init underscore setup.sh file, in this case what they can do, they can just create a one environment using any Python version. Let's say they are going to use a 3.9, but we have a requirement to use only 3.8 for this particular project. It means this project is not working in their system, right? So it's better to create one file where we can put it down the Python environment name, activate the environment, and install the requirements. Okay, now what I can do, let me open my terminal here, python init underscore setup dot sh. Okay, so we have a line number 1, invalid syntax echo. Okay, so yeah, this one. Okay, got it. We can use here bash init underscore setup dot sh. Now let me run. Okay, bash is okay. So what I can do, let me open the git bash. So let me close my camera so that you can check it out here. So you can just click it out on drop down, click on git bash, and after that you will get the drop down here. Yeah, so source is this one is activated. Now what I can do, bash init underscore setup dot sh, and then we can run. Now as you can see, it's started. We are getting the time. This is the timing that we have defined here, right? Now creating a conda environment, okay. So ISPS is detected in your requested informant. This is fine, no worry. And after that, automatically I'm not doing anything. As you can see, I'm not doing anything. Automatically it's getting installed each and everything. Please update the conda by running the conda version. This is the that we are getting. And as you can see here, if you are not going to define this one -y, it will ask, okay, you want to install or not, yes or no, that okay. So I have defined here, no need to ask anything. Whenever we can push this command bash init underscore setup dot sh, automatically create an environment. As you can see, we are getting the environment here .env, whatever the environment name that we have. Okay, so it's installing each and everything. It will take few seconds to install, depends on your internet connectivity. Okay, and after that automatically it's create a environment. First activate the environment. As you can see, each and everything we are getting here, activate the environment, and then install all requirements, whatever the requirement that we have defined here. Okay, so as you can see, preparing transaction done, verifying transaction done, executing the transaction. It will take few seconds to execute each and everything. Okay, because I'm running one projects in a backend. Okay, so that's why it's taking time, but yeah, depends on your internet connectivity. It will take few seconds to install each and everything. But yeah, before this one guys, try to watch video number 1 and video number 2 first, part 1 and part 2, so that you will get an understanding. Okay, and then you can continue the part 3. As you can see, conda created, conda deactivated, and then you will get the activated informant. This one conda activate this informant that we have, and then activate the environment, and then as you can see, installing the dev requirement, whatever the requirement that we have defined here. Okay, someone might you have some question, why I have written down here requirements underscore dev.txt, why I have not written requirement.txt. So as you can see, whatever the thing that we have here, the same thing that I have defined here for development part. In a development part, definitely we will get some other requirements as well. Okay, but it's compulsory, whatever the thing that you have in a requirement, the same thing you can put it down, and the extra, sometime we have some extra requirement as well, so that we have created a separate development requirement. Okay, now as you can see, we got some of the error. So long description somewhere in line number 15. So let's debug. What is the, okay, let me close my camera so that here you can check it out. Yeah, so let me put it down below line number 15 that we have issue. Long description, somewhere we have defined long description, yes, no, long description we have not defined till. So what I can do, let's define a long description part. Okay, so long description, this one is here now. Okay, so we have defined here, so look like I have some spelling mistakes. So what I can do, let me copy and paste it out here. No, this is the same thing that I have done. Now here as you can see, we are getting something. So author, this is the first, we have src version that we have defined. Even version I have not defined. So what I can do here, version is fine, anywhere you can define. Author is fine, setup requirement that we have defined, package directory install requirements is fine here. Even the bug tracker, no need to define the bug tracker, installment is fine, package. Okay, so parameter version that we have issue, comma somewhere. Okay, so here as you can see that I have missed the one comma. I hope, yeah, now it's fine. As you can see, now the red color is gone. So what I can do, let's run the same command again, git bash. Again it's creating an environment, but don't worry, it's overwritten, so no issue. As you can see, conda environment activated each and everything. It will take few seconds to get it down each and everything again, and then we will get the file again. We have done the one small error here. I have not put it down the comma, so that's why we got the issue, but no issue. Whenever you can do the live coding, definitely we will get some time issue. Okay, so yeah, take us few seconds, and after that it's continue. Yeah, so meanwhile let me tell you one thing. In the next video that we are going to understand about the setup.cfg. Let me show you the Kiraj documentation. So I already opened the Kiraj documentation, as you can see. So here you can see this is the Kiraj NLP official documentation, and here we have a setup.sh, setup.py file and setup.cfg file. So in the previous class part 2 we have discussed about the setup.py file. Let me show you the setup.cfg file, and again as you can see this is the Kiraj official documentation that we have, and again here requirements, different requirements that we have depends on the project. So requirement.txt main requirements, requirements another file, again another requirements file, again another requirement file. Okay, so depends on the file. We have a, for the development we have another requirement, for the local system we have another different requirements. Okay, so that's why we are creating a different requirements file. Now here as you can see this is the setup.cfg file. Under the setup.cfg file again we have a filter warning. Okay, now one more thing, I just want to ignore file that we have, exclude whatever the thing that you want to exclude. Okay, so in the next video I'm going to explain you setup.cfg. okay, now again we got some error, so could not find the version satisfy requirement notebook. Okay, so right now we did not want a notebook, so it's totally fine. Okay, later part whenever required we'll find out the current version and then we can install. Okay, you can just define the notebook version here. Okay, and after that you can install. Okay, so let me show you in the command prompt. So this is the command prompt that we have. What we can write, we can write it down conda activate dot /env. So now as you can see, now we are in this environment. Okay, so yeah, this is all about the init underscore setup.sh file. I hope you get the idea why we need a init underscore setup.sh file. Okay, so let me push this data on GitHub. So just git add, make sure after every file you can put it down on GitHub, so that you will get an understanding why we need this file, why we are writing these types of code in this file. Okay, so make sure you can just put it down. So yeah, so now we are creating, right now as you can see we have a lots of file. Why? Because we have a here .env file as well, so that's why we are getting each and everything. Later part I will show you how you can ignore the .env file. Okay, we can create an ignore file and then we can, I will show you, but right now let's push it. Even you can put it like push on your GitHub. You can just, let me show you in the readme. So you can do git add first, after that git commit, you can write a comment here, and then git push origin main, and after that you can push your data on GitHub. Okay, so make sure use this code and try to push on GitHub. Okay, and yeah, let's see you in the next video guys. Thank you.